Sin Fronteras, Western New York.
This is for you, mis hermanas y hermanos.
Where you can voice your thoughts on how we live, work, and play in Western New York.
Buffalo is in a renaissance, and Latinos are a huge part of our city's growth.
We want to hear your voice.
Llámame 837-1112.
Or hit us up on Facebook 24/7, 7 days a week. Talk with Samantha and Michelle, Sin Fronteras, Western New York, every Friday at 1 on WUFO 1080 AM.
Huepa!
Presented by the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, dedicated to preserving the history of Hispanics in Western New York for future generations. Sponsored by Goya. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. You're listening to Sin Fronteras, Western New York at 1. Good afternoon, I'm Samantha Martinez.
And I'm Michelle Agosto.
Today we celebrate the life and legacy of Juan Texidor, radio pioneer and leader of Buffalo's Latino community. Sin Fronteras, West New York brings you a special tribute in honor of Juan Texidor.
And need a special Valentine gift? Sin Fronteras, Western New York is giving away tickets to this Saturday's musical, Waitress at Shays. First one to call in today at 716-837-1112 gets 2 free tickets, so call now. Also on the Valentine's Day to-do list, our special studio guest, pastry chef Heather Hammer of Cookie Buffalo.
Sin Fronteras, West New York is brought to you by our sponsor, Goya Foods. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. Sin Fronteras, West New York at 1 starts right now.
Goya tiene que ser bueno.
The time is 1 o'clock. Sin Fronteras, West New York is bringing you continuing coverage of recovery efforts in Puerto Rico. A FEMA-hired contractor promised 30 million meals to Puerto Rico, yet only 50,000 were delivered. Now lawmakers are asking why. The $156 million contract was awarded to a small Atlanta-based company, the Tribune Contracting, LLC. The Democrats are calling on FEMA to release documents relating to Hurricane Maria. They say the agency failed to provide tens of millions of meals after the storm devastated the island, largely because it awarded the contract to a small, inexperienced one-person company. FEMA reports they terminated the contract 20 days after signing due to the late delivery of heat packet meals. Last week, FEMA pulled out of Puerto Rico, saying that the island is now stable. No new shipments of food or water will be sent, but distribution of its stockpile will continue. A community leader and Spanish-language radio personality from the Buffalo Latino community has died. Juan Texidor, born in Ciudad de Guayama, Puerto Rico, migrated to the Western New York in 1951. Juan finished his high school degree at Buffalo Evening School at Bennett High School. Juan then worked on the Ford Motor Company and was very active in the Hispanic community. He became a recognized voice on the airwaves with his weekly Spanish-language radio program. Juan was also one of the founding fathers of the Pucho Olivencia Center on Swan Street. He was a member of the board of also various Hispanic organizations. In 2012, Juan Texidor took part in the Bring Us Your History project led by the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York. The following is audio from that interview in his well-loved radio program.
Bueno amigos, están ustedes en sintonía con el poder musical e informativo de la radio hispana del oeste de Nueva York. Yo soy Juan Texidor y estoy aquí con el compañero el gran Magui. Aquí estaremos hasta las 5 de la tarde ofreciéndole a ustedes un sabor musical a todo dar. Magui dice:
buenas tardes, damas y caballeros, a todos los que escuchan a Ecos Volcanos con Juan Texidor y Félix Rodríguez Magui. Háganos sentir feliz y sigan en sintonía con el 1120 AM del cuadrante de su radio.
Poder deleitar.
1951 de Puerto Rico. Nací en la ciudad de Guayama, nací. Me crié en el pueblito de Arroyo, que está a 9 millas de Guayama. Vine directamente a Búfalo. Yo tenía un primo que vivía aquí en Búfalo. ¿Entiende bien? Vivía en Búfalo y me dijo, vente para Búfalo, que aquí puedes encontrar trabajo. Y en 1951 vine y tuve suerte que como 4 semanas después encontré trabajo en la Ford Motor Company, Ford Stamping Plant. Trabajé allí 34 años. Me retiré de la Ford. Me retiré en 1985, ya hace 27 años. Me retiré. Y entonces he estado viviendo aquí en el West Side. Primero viví en el East Side, en Chippewa Street. Chippewa Street. Okay. Me mudé para aquí, para el West Side. Compré esta casa en el 1975. La esposa de mí y yo que la compramos. Y ya llevo aquí 37 años. Y durante mi vida aquí me he pasado siempre involucrado en asuntos de la comunidad. La primera organización que yo pertenecí fue la Sociedad Puertorriqueña de Ayuda Mutua. En inglés, Puerto Rican Society of Mutual Help. Esa fue la primera. Tuve unos cuantos años como miembro de ella y fue vicepresidente de la misma. Y luego participé como miembro de la Junta Consejera de la comunidad en programa bilingüe. Fui miembro de esa junta. Fui miembro del board de Hispanos Unidos de Búfalo. Fui miembro del board. Y del board y founder. Fui uno de los founders del Puerto Rican Pucho Center. De los 43 años, yo he sido 42 años commentator del Palo Encebado. Y fui miembro del board como commentator del Baseball Festival y participando en el festival.
¿No está peligroso? ¿Está peligroso?
A mí me gustaría cantarle a Puerto Rico como un mensajito necesitaría, porque esa tierra mía es como el imán y los versos se van como encadenando según le voy cantando más ganas.
En cuanto al programa de radio, radio lo empezó un amigo mío, se llamaba Jimmy Ruiz, empezó el programa. Y en el 1965, él decidió irse para Puerto Rico, a estudiar en Puerto Rico. Entonces, Pucho Center se hizo cargo del programa. Y me pusieron a mí a dirigir el programa y a correrlo. Y tuve 29 años yendo a Niagara Falls to broadcast el programa todos los domingos con la ayuda de 2 amigos míos. Uno se llama Luis Marchani, el otro se llama Ricardo Acosta, fueron los que me ayudaban. Y Tuvimos 29 años yendo a Niagara Falls a transmitir allá en WJJL. Años yendo todos los domingos, invierno y primavera y verano, yendo a Niagara Falls. El programa era comercial, yo me tenía que matarlo todos los fines de semana buscando y cobrando anuncios, porque yo era el único que hacía eso, todos los fines de semana, yendo a los comerciantes a buscar anuncios para el programa de radio. Y estuve ahí hasta los 90. En los 90 pues me retiré.
No se olviden de escuchar todos los programas los domingos a la hora indicada. Un encuentro con Dios a las 11 de la mañana con el reverendo Samuel Rivera. Y a la 1 de la tarde la comunidad opina con Ricardo Estrada, Roberto Quintana y Chito Olivencia. Y a las 3 de la tarde, pues naturalmente, Juan Texidor y Félix Rodríguez Magui.
Escuchemos Recordando el Pasado, un primoroso interludio de la linda música del ayer, música que evoca gratos recuerdos del pasado.
Funeral services will be held at the Lombardo Funeral Home on Northtowns Chapel on 885 Niagara Falls Boulevard on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Coming up next, the best way to say I love you on Valentine's Day is with dessert. Pastry chef Heather Hammer of Cookie Buffalo is here to give us some inspiration in the kitchen. But first, a word from our sponsor. I got that one.
Tito, no es correcto que hagas después de tomar tu néctar Goya. Marita, niña, Benito.
Los néctares Goya son ricos, naturales y nutritivos, con más frutas que los demás. Tamarindo, pera, mango y muchos más. Saboréalos y un de tu boca surgirá. Néctares Goya, más fruta, más sabor.
Goya tiene que ser bueno.
And you are listening to Sin Fronteras, Western New York. This is Michelle Agosto, and we are back with pastry chef Heather Hammer of Cookie Buffalo, and she's going to tell us a little bit about how we can skip the store-bought items and go fast and easy on easy dessert recipes like cookies, cupcakes, brownies, and homemade candy for Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks, ladies, for having me.
And thank you for the wonderful cookies that I posted immediately because they look delicious. So thank you. Thank you so much. So Heather, Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
I know, it's creeping up fast.
It is. It really is. It's crazy. And so we thought this would be a great time to talk a little bit about different Valentine's Day treats. And so I'm wondering if you can offer, for people like me who have no time and hate cooking and baking, some easy, no-bake desserts that I can make quickly and make it look like I did a great job.
I think we all have no time.
Okay.
This is my job, and I'm still stressed over Wednesdays, fast approaching. I'm going to make a Nutella no-bake cheesecake.
Okay.
And
can't go wrong with Nutella. Mm-hmm. Did you know that Nutella was actually World Nutella Day? Was it Monday?
It was Monday.
Oh, okay.
So that's what inspired my recipe for today was Nutella Monday. So fast, easy, quick. This can be also done ahead of time. I'm probably going to do mine Sunday and freeze it, pull it out Wednesday morning. And all it is 6 ounces of Nutella, 8 ounces of cream cheese, blend really well in the mixer. You fold in 8 ounces of whipped topping or Cool Whip, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, blends really well, and you're putting that into a pre-bought, pre-done chocolate graham cracker shell. Freezing it. It's done, taken care of. I'm going to pull it out Wednesday morning, and when I get home from work, I'm going to just top it with a little bit more of the whipped topping and some chocolate shavings.
Oh, that sounds really good. So we can actually post that recipe, and maybe you can post a
she's
picture.
got a couple.
Okay, great. That's awesome.
She's brought a couple. We'll be posting a couple. So when you said graham cracker crust, can you also buy one of those cheesecake crust? Is that the same thing?
Cheesecake crust? I don't know.
No, it's a crust for a cheesecake.
You can't tell I don't know much about baking. Scratch that.
It's a graham cracker crust.
So in the baking aisle, they do have graham cracker crust, and then they have a chocolate graham cracker crust.
Oh, okay.
So definitely, I think with the Nutella, with the hazelnut, I would go with the chocolate graham cracker crust.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So like with something like that, Heather, there's really no excuse to just go buy a store-bought item, right?
3 steps. I think you'll look like an all-star, and you can be proud that you made this.
Right.
And you can make it that day. It just needs 2 hours of freezing time, or like me, I'm making mine on Sunday.
Very nice. So I'm allergic to Nutella. So
Stop! You can't have nuts, Michelle?
Well, not that particular one. So I want to talk about something uncanny.
I'm so sorry.
Right, I know. Believe me, it's terrible. It looks delicious. So strawberries. That is like the fruit of love, right?
Is.
Everyone loves a beautiful red, plump strawberry during Valentine's Day. So chocolate strawberries. I've tried that before. It was not successful. So I'm wondering, first of all, do you know why? I mean, I'm guessing you know maybe a little bit about the history of strawberries and Valentine's Day, maybe. But if not, how do I make a really good chocolate-covered strawberry?
Strawberries and chocolate, you can't get any better than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually just saw when I was out shopping, it's supposed to be foolproof, microwavable chocolate dip for strawberries.
I don't believe it. No. I can't do it.
So it was actually right with the strawberries in the grocery store section, and the whole container that it comes in just goes right into the microwave, and it worked out perfect. But to hide any imperfections, and if you really want to do it a little bit more homemade, the best way to do chocolate is to do what we call a double boiler in the profession. You take water, you put it in a stock pot, slow, steady boil, shut it off, and you're going to put your bowl of chocolate that's all chopped up on top of that pot and slowly keep stirring it until it does a slow melt. Once it is all melted, that is when you can dip your strawberries into that mixture.
What kind of chocolate is best? Does it matter?
I
That's
love
a good question.
like bittersweet.
Okay.
I'm not all the way into the dark chocolate, nor am I a white chocolate fan, but I love bittersweet with strawberries.
So you're saying it's more of a taste, but it doesn't really matter as far as baking goes. That's Michelle. That's what you were trying to ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter if it's
any chocolate cooks anyway? It's the same way.
Same thing. If you want to do that double boiler method, that is really the safest way to go. Because if you just try sticking in the microwave, pulling it out, you can burn it.
That's the worst, because I've done that.
And it just doesn't work.
And you're not going back. Like, you can't salvage burnt chocolate.
No. But it's nice then to top those strawberries with something. So you could have some crushed up chocolate. You could have, sorry, Michelle, but we're not.
I know, it's
coconut.
Okay.
There you go. You can do coconut.
And it hides any imperfection.
That's a great idea, actually.
From dipping.
Yeah.
Can you actually freeze dessert? Does it ruin it? So my thought is, okay, I have more time on the weekend. I can make something, prep it, freeze it, right?
Yep.
And then come Wednesday, I thaw it and dress it up. And
I'm doing with our Nutella recipe.
Oh my gosh, but what if I actually want to bake something, right?
Okay.
So like, I want that smell in the house. I was like, oh babe, what are you making? Well,
cakes. It's not just a candle? No?
Well, no, it's not just a scented candle. It's the oven.
I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of you.
Right? Trying to get some points.
Cakes and cookies freeze so nice. They really do. And it's all about just making sure that they are totally cooled, wrapping them really well, and then freezing. It's that complete process of cooling, wrapping, then freezing. And I'm pulling them out on Wednesday, so it's a slow defrost and not trying to rush a defrost and stick it in the microwave.
Oh.
And so many people like, I was trying to defrost the cake, stuck it in the microwave, and it got really hard. I'm like, yes, you literally burnt the cake.
So would you suggest taking it out in the morning before you head out to work? So by the time you get home, it's that room temperature? Because you said slow defrost.
Slow defrost.
I'm thinking like I want it done like now.
Slow defrost if you're going to do it now. So it's all set for Wednesday, most definitely.
Okay, there you go. Wednesday morning. I'm taking notes. This is what I'm doing.
Cakes, cookies, freeze phenomenally. Yep.
Cakes and cookies.
How long do they keep in the freezer?
Months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sugar is such a great preservative.
Is it really?
I'm sure it is.
So I decided to go crazy one night. I can just wrap all those babies up, put them in the freezer, and pull them out a few months later. That's awesome. So do you have any suggestions? So obviously I just told you I'm allergic to Nutella. I'm sure there are people out there who don't eat dairy and things like that. Are there other really nice options that they can do maybe at home that will, satisfy their Valentine's Day craving?
So like a vegan-friendly option.
Yeah, dietary is so huge and health conscious. Those two kind of go hand in hand right now.
Right.
I love poached pears. Love poached pears. And not only is that gluten-free, it's vegan, it's also healthy.
Right.
So literally it's just water, sugar, any spices. Sometimes too, if you want to throw in some, I like orange liqueur, so like Grand Marnier. Put into a slow boil. Peel your pears. You cut them in half.
Yeah.
And you pretty much let them at a slow steaming boil. About 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your pear size. Poach, and it is phenomenal. And that too can be done ahead of time, if not that day.
So when you said liqueur, then my mind went elsewhere. So can you get fancy and put amaretto liqueur or something like that?
Yeah. Why not?
Just try it out. Well, that leads me to my next question. So you have to be creative sometimes, right? And I'm wondering how creative do you get in your own kitchen and as a pastry chef that works under Rich's? How much creativity do you have? Do you go crazy? Do you like being creative, or do you like some traditional? I'm curious about you and you in the pastry chef kitchen.
A mix of both.
Okay.
I love your traditional recipes. Nothing makes me happier than your white cake with your white buttercream, the good old-fashioned chocolate souffle. But then it's fun being creative when Rich's Lunch is new products and new items. It's fun getting to play with those and seeing what you can create, and even taking new and old and combining them and seeing what comes out of it is probably my favorite part of my job.
Do you do that do you just put ingredients together and it's like a palette, or do you have something in mind that you kind of write down?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And I work very closely with her at Rich's, and she's just amazing in that kitchen. I remember the first time I walked in there and I saw her in her zone. I was just like, wow.
Yeah. It's an art form.
Yes.
It really
It's
is.
edible art. I say that all the time. It's edible art.
Very artistic. A lot of it too, if you have a vision, Michelle, if you have something that you want, you have a birthday coming up or what have you want to celebrate life, and you have literally this vision. For example, if your hobby is mountain biking, right? She made this awesome cake that reflected the hobby of mountain biking with the mountains, the bike. It was just everything.
Wow. So like a tiered cake and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How long does something like that take to make?
Oh my gosh, all over the place now. It really depends on the size. And this cake that we were talking about in particular had little characters on it with little feet hanging out of the ditch when the bike went off the road.
That's cute.
Little trees.
Which would be me.
It was me. So that took about 4 hours just in decorating.
Wow.
Over and beyond the actual.
Just decorating.
Just decorating.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's incredible. So do you enjoy what you do? I mean,
I
you
love
get
it.
a lot of joy from it?
Love meeting the people, so it's great. You form all these relationships. You start making, a couple's wedding cake, and next thing you know, you're doing christening cakes and first birthday cakes for them, and you have these relationships that are formed, and it's really, really, really special. I love it.
That's a really good point, because you're creating something that will be in everyone's pictures, right? It will be in their memory forever. And so it's really, you have a really important role in a lot of these events.
Yep.
So you must take it very seriously,
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So if you're really trying to wow your guests, let's say if you really, like, you have some time, right? What would you recommend if this person is more of an avid baker, you know, or if they're a pro baker? What would you recommend? I'm assuming dips for those not experienced, right? And then for those who have more experience.
The dips, especially going back to Valentine's Day, are fun. Just going to the store and being able to pick up caramel sauce, some fluff, ice cream toppings like chocolate sauce, and then buying crispy treats or making them, brownie bites, pretzels. You could turn your Valentine's Day into like a dessert buffet.
Right, and these are like all things that you just mentioned that you could use to dip other than the, you know, strawberries are fabulous, but I mean everyone uses strawberries. So those are all things that you could use for dips.
Brittle, cherries. You could even have strawberries on that list and make it into like a dip station with all these different items that you can use, and it's fun and entertaining. That's more so, I think, for a family atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah, a family.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's very nice.
My dad would always, when we were little girls, like he would, of course, apart from my mom, he would get Valentine's Day gifts for us 3 girls. So that's sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah. So incorporating the family. What about though, like when it comes to dips? So other than the chocolate, I saw you make this delicious Oreo type dip. There's a lot of Oreo lovers out there. So what did you do?
So we have Rich's whip topping. I whipped that, and then at the end, just folded in crushed up Oreos.
That sounds very dangerous. Very
So
dangerous.
I can really sit there and eat that with a spoon.
Yeah, that's horrible. But delicious.
And Samantha came in. It was the only item that was saran wrapped. That's why it was saran wrapped. It was saran wrapped, so I wouldn't be eating it.
Okay. So, I'm just taking this a little further. I'm curious if you are a chocolate fountain fan. Like, there are chocolate fountains. Like, suddenly, one year, everything was about chocolate fountains. And, the dipping, and it's a nice little cool thing. Kids love it. So are you a fan of the chocolate fountain?
I am not. I wanted one so bad, had to have one, got one, and then I had to clean it.
Right.
And I have not used it since.
Is that right? Because it only serves one purpose, right?
It really
it's
does.
A chocolate
It's
fountain.
a chocolate fountain.
So, if you can just enjoy the chocolate for what it is, it could be a lot of fun. So tell me a little bit more about Valentine's Day. So we have all these wonderful desserts you shared. Can you tell us maybe what Rich's would offer if anyone still does not have all the time in the world, to make their own, dessert? Where can they go at Rich's?
At Rich's, they could call Cookie, and we are doing chocolate-covered strawberries that are all sets, to do them at home. Valentine's Day cutout cookies, gourmet Rice Krispie treats that are all set to go. A lot of people even order cakes, and they will have a Valentine's Day cake to take home and have for their family dinner as well.
That's adorable. Well, thank you, Heather, so much for being on air with us. Thank you for sharing all these treats. And I don't know how you stay so thin, but that's awesome. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, she has temptation all around her.
I don't know how she does it.
And then she's like, "You want a cookie?" I'm like, "Heather, I'm working on some stuff." If you want to see the Waitress musical this weekend, now's your chance for free tickets. Sin Fronteras has 2 tickets on the show. Do we have any callers? Hi, hello, who am I speaking with? Hi, hello, who am I speaking with? Are you calling in for the Waitress musical tickets?
No, actually, I'm just calling to ask some questions and say hello to the ladies on the show.
Oh,
hello.
that
Thank you
is
for
nice.
calling.
But you can still win these tickets. Oh, hello, Tiffany. Hi, how are you? Were you listening in this? I just want to preface this right now. Tiffany is my sister, so I do appreciate her calling. But she's actually a very good cook, so that's why she's calling. So go ahead.
I'm not big on baking, and I'm diabetic, so like sugar alternatives. What would you recommend?
We were talking about
We did have a recipe prepared too for sugar-free diabetic. So, and I just like it because in summertime it's actually something that I make for my kids, and I freeze it into Freezy Pops. It is orange sorbet, homemade, really fast, really easy. And all I do is I do 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups of coconut milk.
Ooh.
zest from a fresh orange and the juice from an orange. I juice it. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then 1 teaspoon of any sugar-free substitute like stevia. And I literally put that into a blender, blend it all up, fill up an ice cube holder, let it freeze, stick it back in the blender till it's the consistency that I like, and there you go. You got homemade, sugar-free.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
They
Yes.
can, yes. And it's nice in summer. I don't put it back into the blender. I fill it into like those freezy pops that you could buy for the kids.
Stop. Oh my God. Freezy
That's
Pops.
perfect.
I told you she was a genius.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy, Tiffany. All right,
You
you too.
too.
Bye-bye.
When we come back, Sin Fronteras West New York brings you the very latest happening this week in your area. And now a message from our sponsor. Sin Fronteras West New York is brought to you by our sponsor, Goya Foods. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno.
And now it's time for our WEPA Weekend update for February 9th, 2018. If you have children in the Buffalo Public Schools or care about the future of our youth, the Buffalo Parent Teacher Organization is hosting a conversation with Superintendent of Schools Dr. Kreiner Cash at East High School, located at 820 Northampton Street, tomorrow, Saturday, February 10th. Start the day with a continental breakfast at 8:30, then join the meeting at 9, and at the end of the meeting, stick around for fun winter activities planned through East High School Saturday Academy. They will also be giving a ticket giveaway for the BPTO Family Night at the Museum of Science. To learn more about the BPTO and the family-friendly activities after the meeting, go to BPTO Facebook page or email them at buffaloptorg@gmail.com. And the Buffalo Public Schools Art Education Department, which you all know I lead, is welcoming you to our reception tonight at Central Registration called Limitless Boundaries, Celebrating Diversity, starting from 4, ends at 5:30, and they celebrate Black History Month, and there'll be African drumming and dancing, and we'd love to see you there. Thanks for joining us for Sin Fronteras Western New York.
Every Friday at 1. Remember, you can always catch Sin Fronteras West New York online and on our Facebook page whenever you want, all the time, 24/7.
And we would like to end this with a song by Jose Miguel Class, No Te Vayas, in honor of Mr. Juan Texidor. On behalf of the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, we want to send our condolences to his family. And we would like to thank the gentleman, Maguay, who sent us the radio clips so that we could share with you today. Thank you very much, and adios, and gracias por
Hasta la
todo.
próxima. Chao.
Well, that was a good run. That was a good run. Thank you very much. Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there. Adios.
No te vayas, que sin ti no puedo vivir tranquilo. No te vayas, que todos tus besos tienen que ser míos. No te vayas, después que tú has hecho que yo te quiera tanto. Ay, no te vayas, porque tu ausencia me ahogará en el llanto. Y si te vas, yo te iré a buscar donde quiera que estés, porque tú eres la mujer que un día me enseñó a querer. No te vayas, que sin ti no puedo vivir tranquilo. No te vayas, que todos tus besos tienen que ser míos. No te vayas después que tú has hecho que yo te quiera tanto. Ay, no te vayas, porque tu ausencia me ahogará en el llanto. Y si te vas, yo te iré a buscar donde quiera que estés, porque tú eres la mujer que un día me enseñó a querer, porque tú eres la mujer que un día me enseñó a querer.